Hey everyone, this is Erin Ashley Simon.
This is Brandon Killabh.
I'm regular Nas.
And I'm Wilson.
And this is your... Oh,
I ain't gonna lie.
Professional as fuck.
That was professional. That was really good. We're getting into a little bit of a groove here.
Came with that 1-2 punch.
Nas was a little dry, but at least he's on time. Hey, yo.
This is another episode of Grassroots Podcast. So let's get into it. Yo, you had one creepy ass laugh right there. Sorry, folks, we're a little bit behind. So, Brandon, why don't you kick it off for the first topic?
First topic today. Nas finally dropped. Make some noise for Nas. That finally came
Clap
out.
it up, clap
Here we
it
go.
up.
Again, we don't have sound effects so everyone we're clapping in the room. Do you want me to give my first take on this?
Go ahead, Brian.
First on first listen, I thought the album was great, production wise, but I'm not really surprised. I will say that I saw a lot of the memes because it was a bunch of memes about him trying to figure out how to upload his episode. Then I said
his album.
Then someone, his album. Then someone said he was struggling to upload his album to LimeWire. I laughed. I definitely laughed at that. LimeWire is so fucking hilarious to me. So, but I like the album a lot. But I just me listening to the album holistically, is his message on this album contradicted by working with Kanye as per what Kanye stands for with his Trump stance?
Yes and no. I say no because his album basically talks about the beauty and the perfect substance that's within Black culture and Black people and even in Black excellence, huh?
Said the guy is definitely a golfer.
That guy, oh my god! But then, like he was even bringing up, the Kemet, the land, it was called the Black Land in Egypt, and it was owned. People forget Egyptians; they're African.
Yeah.
And so like there were little things that he talked about in terms of like the great side of our culture, but then also the side where there's vultures and people oppressing us for our culture because our culture is so beautiful and excellent. So it's kind of like. It's kind of like a yin and yang. Same way with Kanye, in a sense. Like Kanye is all about excellence and all that, but then also just to counter that, Kanye is also talking about just like us oppressing ourselves and there's a system. He is talking about how there is something that's holding us back, but obviously he's saying we're the ones holding ourselves back.
Well, that's why I said that was the first thing that came to mind. I listened to this powerful fucking music, powerful, just substance that was delivered from Nas, and then it just took me to that of, damn, everything that Nas says in this album is somewhat contradictory because he worked with Kanye presently. Now, that's just me thinking, you know what I'm saying, just from on the spectrum. For me, it's a match made in heaven. I've wanted this album for a while. I've been adding both Kanye and Nas on Twitter for quite some time.
Have they?
Because they never
acknowledged you?
confirmed. No, they don't care about me.
No.
I had been wanting this date confirmed of the 15th for mad long, and he was the only person that never confirmed. So I was kind of like, all right, this shit ain't gonna happen. A lot of people, I don't think, thought it was gonna happen, even up until the 10th hour when the live stream went up. Everyone, went to the listening session under Queensbridge, which I thought was fucking amazing, and then the album doesn't drop. So of course everyone up until the 10th hour was like, yo fam, niggas really is not about to drop this album, but it dropped. Favorite record on the album, I don't know yet.
I like Cops.
I like Cops,
right.
but I like
I like Cops because I think it has a nice balance of like.
Let me go to track.
Like it's a song where like even if people can't like dig the substance of it, they can definitely bop to it because the production was dope and it has that old school feel and it's paying like homage to Slick Rick too.
Two things. I said last week that the album was going to be real conscious, right?
You did say that.
Yeah.
Put it real conscious. And when did he drop that? He dropped the album at 12?
12.
At midnight.
Yeah.
It was
Wait,
June,
when? On the streams?
It was.
Or
No, I want you to look. I want you to look. I want you to look.
on
how,
LimeWire?
no, Napster. It's on Napster. I want you to look how cerebral Nas is.
Yeah.
What was the date?
June 15th.
It's Juneteenth. That's how cerebral he is. You know what Juneteenth is, right?
Tell them. Tell them.
You don't know what Juneteenth
Tell them,
I said
Pastor Nas.
Yeah,
Tell them.
Nas.
I thought you said Juneteenth is when slavery got abolished. In Texas, they weren't sure of the date. So somewhere between June 15th and I want to say the 19th or the 18th is Juneteenth. So they weren't sure. They didn't tell the slaves when they got free. So that's how cerebral that this planning is. So when I think like he's waiting there on Napster to download his or upload his album, LimeWire, whatever he was doing. It's not, man. Nas he's cerebral like that.
Are you connected with Nas because your name is Nas?
No, actually, I
need to point that out.
The difference is I picked my name. He was given.
No, but I definitely and I didn't even think of it like that, to be honest. I read that, and that's why I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Why the hold?
Yeah.
So I thought that was super, super interesting, actually.
Yeah, I gave it a once over though.
He only gave it a once over.
Yeah, that Cudi album I can keep replaying. This Nas album is it's a once over.
It's a little angry.
Oh, but you know what's also crazy coincidence too? Did you guys see that New York City civil rights activist is now suing the NYPD around the same day that Nas dropped his project too?
Yeah, I saw it. I ignored it just because of that. I was like, let Nas have his day. No more distractions. Like, we waited long enough for this project.
No, but even
I don't want any more distractions.
But even still, like, you know how? But it goes back to what you were saying. Well, not even you, but like what Roy said on our podcast about like signs.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
shit happens.
Yeah,
like
shit
from
definitely
the
happens.
date that he dropped this project to like the civil rights shooting to the fact that a lot of murders occur in the summertime and especially in the beginning of the summertime. Like
All of
it's
that
just
shit adds
it's just it's all of it's adding up. It's just all signs.
Yeah.
But to what though? That's the question.
Good job, Nasir.
I guess on first few listens, because I'm still, to your point, I'm still heavily digesting the Cudi and Ye album. Then J-Rock just came out, trying to digest that. Bonjour for me is one of my favorite records. The only reason I like it is because outside of the concept, I like that Nas changed his flow on there. It's very, 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 very rare where Nas does not stay in a certain pocket. You know, when you listen to Nas, you're getting a certain pocket, a certain tempo, a certain type of flow and delivery. This was the first time in quite some time I think I've heard him out of that pocket and more in a modern pocket, and I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually.
In terms of the project, I think it's good. I like it. But personally, for me, just because of the substance, it's not going to be a continuous repeat album for me. Kind of like To Pimp a Butterfly. Like, it's just kind of like one of those timely albums about timely subject matters, about important substance that's really deep, that like when you listen to it, it's relevant to the time, it's relevant to what's going on, it's relevant to the pain, the positivity, the ups, the downs. But for me, it's not something that I would continuously, listen to all the time personally.
That Tiana Taylor album is going to be number party.
Yeah.
I'm happy hers is towards the end. Thank the Lord.
That's going to be number the party album. Those are club bangers. I guarantee she have at least 2 club bangers on there.
I don't know. I've heard snippets, so and they sound amazing. I'll leave it at that.
Bangers?
Yeah.
No.
I heard 3 records and it sounds amazing. And they weren't bangers. She's singing. She got some shit.
Well, it's good that she left at the end, though.
Yeah, and I don't know if those records. I was just told that those records are records that are supposed to be on the project. So I don't know. But if they are, she's off to a great fucking start. That's what I will say. Yeah. I'm not mad at it.
I'm so happy though hers is towards the end because like I know we were talking about how no one's really talking about Pusha T now because there's not enough room for any of their projects to breathe.
That's what I said before. You're not letting the between the chronological order that these albums are being dropped, one artist is going to always overshadow the other artist, no matter who it is. So Tiana may probably hers will live a little bit longer, even though again now Kanye is supposed to be dropping 7-song records with Sci-Hi. So I mean that I don't know if that's the last. I literally Pusha tweeted something. I mean, Instagram something saying, "Yo, 4 down, 1 to go," and I was like, "No, 2 to go." I was like, "Y'all stay forgetting about Sci High, man." Like, damn.
Oh my God.
Kanye just said that he was gonna, you know what I'm saying, posted that he was gonna, you know, do a project with Sci High. So I don't know that that Tiana is the last of this rollout.
Dang, yo, they just stay forgetting Psy.
Well,
Like,
I
what?
listened to the snippets of that Designer album. That was not fire, as you said.
I didn't.
That wasn't Kanye though.
That wasn't that one with
No,
the
I
7
don't believe so.
tracks.
No.
No,
It wasn't
If it was Kanye.
Kanye.
It'd be a classic.
Everybody, Wilson again, my man.
Well, what I thought about the Nas album, you know, I feel like it's a classic. But what else would you expect from Mr. West?
Oh my god.
He hasn't missed yet.
He missed
great
his
album. It's a great album.
What do you? Yeah. Now, what I have to ask, what do you think about the Ye album though?
Classic. He's
It
gonna say
was
classic.
great. It was a great album.
You think it's his best work to date?
No, absolutely not.
So you think that because I've seen, I'm not gonna say who said it, but I've seen comments like that the Nas album is a classic and better than it was written. Do you agree with that?
I could roll with that. The beats are better, and Nas is a better rapper today than he was when he first started. So I don't think that it's unimaginable or unthinkable. You see, this is what Kanye's been talking about with free thought.
I like how Wilson broke it down like a professor. You see?
Like what's happening right now?
People shouldn't be afraid to say those types of things
Classic is a heavy, like that's a heavy
and
word.
get attacked for
Yeah.
thinking it.
I don't think like. I don't like when people throw out the word classic too soon.
That's my
like
thing. That's my
classics
thing.
they stand the test of time.
The
like
shit ain't even been out for 48 hours, and now we're deeming this a classic.
like that's a word that you shouldn't even touch until it's like the 5-year mark.
Yeah, like
That's
why
fair.
is this a classic? And second of all, how are you deeming something a classic at a listening session? You're in the element. That's the thing of
You've been swindled.
yeah. That's the allure.
No, I think Pusha T said it best.
What?
If you know, you know. And it is a classic.
It's definitely not a classic, and that's the point of going to listening sessions. You put a whole bunch of people in a room that are influencers and that can sway the commentary on the album. And that's not taken away from Nas's project. It's an amazing project, but that's what happens. You get there and it's a bundle of energy.
We're in that participation award era.
You don't
exactly.
see, you don't see that
Bring it.
every listening
Tell me.
session is the exact same. Everyone huddles around a bonfire, huddled around Kanye.
Oh, it's around.
Singing
and
Kumbaya.
they all jump in celebration.
I love it. You're not even mentioning the merch that goes on sale the same night.
I'm not.
As
That's beyond that. But that's my point. My point is, of course, everyone in that element is going to say, "Yo, this is a classic. This is it."
And you also brought the world into that element because you could watch it live.
That's besides the point. Watching
the swindle. That's the smoke and mirrors,
and
man.
that's the
It doesn't
thing.
have to be a swindle.
Is it because it's a smoke and mirror?
It is
job,
definitely
man?
smoke and mirrors. It's definitely smoke and
Yeah.
mirrors. And I'm not taking away again for the listeners because I know y'all like to misconstrue shit. The album is amazing to me. I don't think it's a classic though. It's
a
too,
good album.
It's too soon to say that it's a classic after the shit just came out.
So the only thing stopping you is time.
No, well, yeah, time and digestion.
Give it time to marinate.
Do you like it?
Do I like what?
You love the album?
I don't know that I love the album yet.
Classic album is you could put
I
it
love
on
Lamp.
from start to finish, 10 years later, and just rock out.
And on top of it,
Classic albums are one that inspire
Yeah,
a
like-
whole new generation of artists and everything like that. Even with sounds, like Illmatic inspired a whole group
whole-
of rappers.
yeah, a
like
whole
I don't
College Dropout.
College Dropout
Yeah,
inspired a
like,
whole
it's
group. Like
certain-
if you think about it, College Dropout opened up lanes for people like Chance the Rapper and
Detox. Like
you know?
shit like that are classics. My thing is, and classics to me are when you can still go back to your point and you still will find things that are relevant present day. I can't say that about this Nas project because I'm still digesting the music. Meaning, if I go back to like fucking, I don't know, like let's say Illmatic or let's say Detox, I'm sure that you'll find things that are relevant today that are still happening today that was spoken about.
What about Detox?
I'm saying like a detox would be that. You get what I'm saying?
Oh.
Or all right. So let's say
Dr. Dre, I was like, Detox never came out.
I know, but I'm saying that would be considered a classic. Is my point.
If it ever came out.
All right, so take that out.
Chronic?
Let's say Chronic rather.
Yeah.
Let's say Chronic rather. And that's really what I meant. Yeah, my fault. I'm saying Chronic. If that is when you can take bits of that music and then, mind you, that's how old, and then make it relevant today just based off of substance.
You can put the Chronic on today and rock.
Yeah, and still rock. It's still shit that you can do on that album. So that's my point. I think it's too soon. I think people are just jumping the gun with calling this. I think people are just happy about a Nas project with Kanye, which I am too.
13th place
Out of
trophies
God
out
damn.
here.
Are there any Kanye albums that you could turn on now that don't rock?
I'm not in
The
love
Yeezus
with
one, I don't like that
808 and Heart.
808
and
I like
Heartbreaks.
Yeezus.
That's
I
an
do
easy
not like
out.
Yeezus at all.
How's that an easy out? You just asked you
I'm
asked
just
a
saying
question.
to attack 808s and Heartbreaks. That's an easy out. That's probably the one album that
What
you could
was
say
the
that you hate.
question, Wilson?
Yeah.
I'm not discrediting what
No,
you
no,
said.
no. You are.
I just said it's an easy out.
You definitely
it's an easy
did.
out.
Yeah, he did.
It was a discredit.
Easy out.
Get that nigga. He did.
It was a discredit. Couldn't even get it out.
No. I was about to say something like the freaking CSI in the courts of New York.
Yeah.
Your comments admissible.
Hey, you asked a question. Which album can you?
Yeah, he got you out of here. It's mad shit. So
Man, I really got Nas going right now.
I don't know. Honestly, guys, I just feel
The guy in the
like
comments will
anything
love
that
that.
deals with Kanye is kind of like, okay, Kanye now is kind of like the Instagram filter for Instagram models. It makes everything look super pretty, but sometimes you got to take a look at it and be like, did they Photoshop their arms? Did they make their boobs or butt bigger? I think sometimes people are just so in awe with Kanye that they get kind of tricked sometimes into thinking that something is amazing, but it may just be just a good project in itself.
I
and
agree
just that's
that.
it.
And the only reason I think to piggyback off that is the production. The production does it. Like
Yeah.
I was talking to my brother about this. I really don't look at Kanye as a producer. I look at him as like a composer. You know what I'm saying? Like he really does something different with his music and
I can
just
accept that. Yeah.
He's a virtuoso.
yeah, like he
He is.
he really is. I'll give you that. He is.
Kanye's
He-
number one fan over here.
Yeah, word. You're fanning out right now. Jesus Christ. But no,
Just being honest.
I agree. He does something different. So I think any pairing with Kanye will work. But scaling it back to me is important. Like
Yeah.
there's layers to music. There's bigger, and even Nas said it in the album. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever bought my music based off of the beats. They bought it for the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? That's true because Nas is one of the people they often said fucking picked horrible fucking beats, which he did. He wasn't the best beat picker coming up, but his substance and his content is what made him a legend that he is today. So that's my point. You'll always get a good marriage pairing someone with Kanye musically. That's not a surprise to me ever. So that's just
It was
my,
a good
my take
album.
on it.
Moral of the story is, Wilson, it was a good album.
Yeah, it's a great. I won't say good. I think it's a great album.
Yeah.
It's a great album. It's a great album.
Is it a 5 mic source album? The classic 5 mics when it actually 5 mics meant something?
Wait, paying to get that or just?
Yeah, that's what I said. When it actually meant something.
I was about to
When it meant something.
say because I mean if I'm giving you the brown paper bag, then yeah, I'm gonna get the 5
Give me
mics.
that 5.
But I don't know what because I didn't even get to listen to all of J Rock, and I would like to talk about J Rock just because I feel like no one ever talks about J Rock, and he's one of those standout artists. I listened to pretty much half the album just because I got undercut with Nas. What do y'all think about the J Rock project?
I like the J Rock project.
didn't listen to it
I
at
think that's okay, Nas. It's all right. We got you.
I didn't even know it came out, to be honest with you.
That's all right. You don't even know who
never know
SZA is,
shit.
so
Yeah,
that's
you
all
know-
right.
Point taken.
I liked it. I think
Yo, the subtle shade just now. Erin Deadass like, well, yeah, you don't know who SZA is. So yeah, anyway,
You don't know who SZA is?
I know now.
he didn't know at first, even though we talked about her like several times.
I love SZA.
You guys.
I wish I could see his face when he said that. I love it.
I like the project. I think that the production was good. His lyrics were really good. I think this is the project that he needed for people to really like give him the respect. Like, and like, you know, people have to understand that J-Rock was at one point the leading guy for TDE. Like, people forget that. Like, Kendrick was opening up for J-Rock.
Yeah.
Like, he was the foundation of TDE. And I think like finally, like this project, I think it's really going to open people's, not the people who've been fans of him or who have listened to him, but the masses is going to open their eyes up more to him and be like, yo, oh, he's dope too.
Definitely. I think this is one of those projects that he needed to kind of stand out a little bit. I never understand why people don't give him that credit, because knowing his backstory, he really was the front guy. Like, he was the guy when you really think about it. So to then not fucking kind of get his just due, I think that this project will open it up. And that's only me going like maybe 6 records in. I think the record, how many records on the project? Like 14 or some shit?
13.
14. I don't know. I'm only 6 records in, but the body of work is impeccable to me.
It's good.
Well, probably what it is he's a West Coast artist, no? J-Rock's he's a West Coast artist. And I think it's hard for the masses to really accept West Coast people.
But it's not like, it wasn't like a Bay Area sound, which is like harder for people to grasp onto. Like, this is like a sound that
they don't sound like the classic West Coast, like not a Chronic.
I get what he's saying.
They definitely sound
like
West Coast.
like a Celly, like you don't even know a Celly Cell or E40.
E40's trash. I'm tired of you bringing up E40 as though he's not.
Hold on.
He knows.
What?
He knows what he just did. He did that on purpose. You know how passionate I get about E40 and people who love it.
Dog, don't just E40 is not trash, bro.
That's a legend right there.
Hold on, don't do that. Don't you do that. Chill. E40 is dope.
E40 is trash?
I do not like.
Wilson does not
music.
like E40. We've been having this conversation for about 5
Why did I never not know this? What are you?
Now this is a conversation we've had for like 5 or 6 years.
You know what? E40's one of those rappers, like, he's in that untouchable, atmosphere. Like, you say anything bad about E40, automatically it's an unpopular thing to say.
No, it's not bad, but like he's one of the guys who is one of the leading people within the Bay Area sound. Like, you gotta give him respect for that.
Oh no, I respect all of that. His music's not good. It's just not.
No, it is.
It's really not.
Hey, just because you don't like it
Nas,
doesn't
can
mean
you
it's
recite
trash.
one of his verses?
like-
He can.
Yo,
Please treat us to this dope E40.
I'm not.
Come on, man. Do it for the fans, man.
No,
Come on.
yo, Brent's egging him on.
Yeah, I
He's
ain't gonna lie.
that.
Now I want to hear your regular ass verse.
Come on, Nas, do it. Come on, man.
Spin it.
No.
Doing the
I'm
voice
not-
too.
I'm not-
Doing the voice too.
Yeah, come on, man. Why you being corny?
Because I don't want to mess up his lyrics and then I'm
You're not going to mess it up. I heard you do it. We've had this conversation.
At least do the voice.
Yeah,
How do you even
let's do
do
the
the E40 voice? Jump it.
Don't do that again.
Yeah.
Don't do that again. Oh,
I need the glasses too, man, for Sugar Dig.
I got you.
For Sugar Dig, man. E40's the man. That's 40.
Yeah, no. For the record, I respect E40, everything he's done. I like the fact that he makes up his own words and shit. That's dope.
He influences the whole culture. Lil Weezy got that that's 40 water. Young Jeezy, that's 40.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm just,
is it
I'm
not?
really just.
Come on, we're going to credit
replaying-
E40 for Lil Wayne and...
No. I said Weezy, Jeezy, all those words, that's the Yay area. That's Bay Area. That's E40. That's Be Legit. Those are those dudes out there, man. So that when I say all that to say J-Rock has a sound, to me, has a sound like that. And that's not appealing to the masses. Mm-hmm. That's not appealing.
I get what you're saying. I could see how that could maybe hinder his breakout. But I think early on, people kind of put that sound to the side as far as that distinction goes. Like, they knew when you heard him come on, it was a J-Rock record, and he was kind of rolling. You know what I'm saying? I think the moment that Kendrick kind of starts to transcend a little bit, naturally he gets pushed to the side, and now he's got to work his way back up. Mind you, he was the kind of like the person that was in the forefront of TDE.
They're going to kill me, but I'm not a huge fan of Kendrick either.
Hold on, so you'll champion E40
all day,
but Kendrick, you're just gonna.
I didn't say you. I didn't.
Just gonna lean back all nonchalantly.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Arrogant son of a.
Explain. Do explain. You guys trip too much. I don't know what water y'all drinking. These two, I swear.
Yeah, I'm so confused right now.
I'm just like, oh my god.
Why don't you?
Is Nas not worse though?
No, yeah, like
not being a fan of Kendrick as opposed to not being a fan of E40.
The worst because I'm not a fan of Kendrick.
Why don't you like
Kendrick? Is better than E40.
I just want to know why you don't like Kendrick. I'm not saying you're.
I don't like his delivery.
But you like E40's delivery?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you something.
Come on.
I gotta get this off my chest.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying,
if no one's told you this before, right? Just shut the fuck up.
Officially. Forever.
Yo.
Fuck up, man, all right? I just shut up.
I don't
with
like,
your stupid opinions. I don't care about free speech. I don't care about any of that shit. Don't say anything else.
I'm just like,
you fucking derelict.
When 10 minutes ago, Wilson was all about. You see that? That's what Kanye's saying about free throw.
Oh yeah, it's all good when Wilson's being attacked, but once it turns around on Nas,
nobody told you to shut that
I'm only
up.
saying that because Kendrick is known for his delivery. He's one of the people that is a rapper's rapper.
I don't like it.
You're stupid.
But he likes E40.
Yep.
Yeah.
All day.
Come on, man.
Well, for the listeners and viewers, definitely check out the J Rock Project. I know.
Just ignore it.
It's definitely. Yeah, I'm done with both of y'all. Definitely check out the J Rock Project. I have to finish listening to it. I know me and Erin will and do our due diligence. I can't speak for the rest of these people on the podcast.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I don't believe you. So I think
it's no Kanye production. So
I'm not wrong. So definitely check that project out. What else were we talking about?
Hold
today?
on. If Kanye did an E40 album,
he was on the E40 album. Tell me when to go.
No, was on. I said produced. That shit would probably be fucking fire. Oh my God. That's all I'm saying. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, you're caping. All right.
And I'm a contradiction, right?
Who else came out? Yeah, I think that's it right now.
In terms of albums, well, there's one, but we said we were gonna have a whole other episode for that.
Yeah. That's and we'll just say it. We can say the Black Thought album. A lot of people are not talking about this Black Thought album. Me and Erin are gonna do our due diligence and really speak about this Black Thought album. That album is fire. Like that album is really, really, really good. And for him to be at his age, rapping the way that he is like. He's definitely on the Martian list, so we'll get into that at some point.
He spat the best freestyle ever.
Yeah, like
on that Flex show.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
I was watching that, waiting for him to breathe at certain points. I was like, damn, he's
a
human?
real MC.
I was like, yo, because his breath control was amazing, but I was just like,
his breath control is fucking phenomenal.
Lets me know his
phenomenal.
That lets me know his live shows are amazing.
Yeah, like he's one of the people I would not mind going to see, no problem. He's getting busy, no questions asked. So definitely check that project out too. Jada Pinkett. Let's talk a little bit about Jada Pinkett. Have you guys been keeping up with the Red Table conversation?
A little bit.
And she got 13 more episodes from Facebook.
Yeah, well, I just saw that Facebook already signed on for another 13 episodes, and she hasn't even finished her first season. So that's really, really dope, and obviously showing that she's moving.
It's fire.
How do we feel about these conversations, especially the more recent conversation about her pretty much becoming addicted to masturbation at the age of 9?
My grandmother taught me about self-pleasuring because she wanted me to know that that pleasure was from me. Yeah. And she taught me at 9. Gave myself multiples first. Multiple orgasms. Yep, I did. I was really into it at one point, just because I was in an exploration state and I was abstaining from men.
Oh, feel.
Yeah. And I actually think I went through kind of an addiction too with it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
Self-discovery is a crazy thing, man, especially at that age.
You know what? I'm not surprised. I mean, just look at their family. They're so open. So, I'm not surprised that she was self-exploring at that young age, because I don't know about a whole lot of women, but from the women I know, that self-exploration doesn't really happen until later on, maybe high school, college. So for her to have someone that's open enough about that, it makes sense for why she is the way that she is. She's very open, free thinking, and You know what? I'm not even surprised about like just the addiction to masturbating because it's a
great
pleasure. It's giving you endorphins when you do it. And we don't know what she was going through. We don't know if she was dealing with some tough stuff. And sometimes like doing that releases stress and gives you endorphins and make you a little bit happier.
It does.
Definitely.
Oh no!
Nobody's gonna argue that one.
Yeah. You won't get a fucking debate out of me.
Actually, nah. But there are some people that it's painful. Like, didn't you hear about that guy who, like, it was painful for him to come? Like,
that is
you
terrible.
didn't hear that?
You gotta get the right type of
That's
lotion.
terrible. That is
There are things worse than death.
Like, it was like he would just sit there and he'll be drinking his coffee and then all of a sudden he's like, ooh, and
Oh,
then
you mean
he
the
just comes and yeah.
Oh, she's talking about the uncontrollable orgasm.
Yeah, and it was painful
that's
for
a
him.
man.
That would suck.
Like,
Only
no,
because it's messy.
what?
It'd be amazing.
So you're telling me
Fucking messy.
it's not just messy. What if you're in like a job interview? You're like, wait,
I'll take a life of unlimited orgasms.
No, you
if
would.
there was no men.
Fam, you
would.
would 100% end up on the Me Too movement if you took a girl to fucking work. I mean, to date or some shit, and you just it just start out of nowhere. I'm like, something is happening.
Are you having the
Actually, it would be her responsibility to be sensitive about my situation.
wow. But it would be your responsibility to
disability.
even tell her about it. Because deadass, if you did that in front of me, I probably would laugh.
That's fine.
He's like eating some pasta, and he's just like.
I'm like, just to let you know, I'm gonna bust a few nuts while we drink this coffee.
You want some more water?
Oh my god,
That would suck, though.
that would suck.
Think
He
about
did that
this.
at his grandma's funeral.
That's sick.
Let's think about this. He could easily throw on a diaper and just enjoy life.
No, how would you enjoy?
Diaper, it's gonna soak all that shit up. He'll be fine.
But you're still making faces and noises. It's like a
Uncontrollably.
it's like a normal orgasm.
I could bust a nut and just keep a straight face. I'm pretty
What?
sure
You're
he can. After all the nuts that
you're a
he's busted.
silent comer. You just make that awkward like.
Could be sometimes.
Yo, word.
Man, am I out here making a cool face? Out here making a cool
Eye twitching and
face.
shit.
You're a cool comer.
Hold up. Yo,
I am making a cool face, man. Silent.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. You may be one of them weirdos, but yeah, all right. just because you don't want to not be cool.
Yo, dead ass be making that face. You know those people that like want to fart but they're trying to hold it in.
Word, he's one of those, and you know because he moves like a little bit, like it just turns out like.
yo, I definitely want to be introduced as Wilson the cool comer.
Oh my gosh.
This is regular Nas.
I'm not saying
and
that.
it's Wilson the cool comer.
I'm definitely not saying
the
that.
smooth nutter.
Oh man, but now let's get
WCC.
yo,
Let's get this thing back on the rails.
yeah. What do we think about that though? And then how do we
About
what do
Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, like as far as like sexual exploration at that age, and as far as within themselves.
Who sexually explores at 9?
Oh, well, I lost my virginity at 11.
Oh shit! How?
So, yo,
What's the girl next door?
This is gonna get dark.
The babysitter?
No, it's just like
The girl with the
Your
patch.
teacher?
Does anybody have a doll? Nas, where did they touch you? At 11.
Oh man, that's so bad.
I'm not going there. That's terrible. That's
No, how'd you pull this
terrible.
off? Literally bullshit.
Literally.
I wouldn't lie. I don't lie. Listen, if I did it, I did it. If I didn't,
He just
I
laid
didn't.
on his back.
How old was this woman?
She's like 12 or 13.
Okay.
Oh,
Real nigga shit.
Can we get a story?
Honestly, I wish I would have waited though, because that set me up for a course of. It's terrible up here.
We're talking
Well,
about.
how did
Wow. And then he got married.
Are we going to talk about your sexual addictions now? Or
Yeah,
no?
no.
And then he got married.
It is.
Yeah.
It is terrible up there.
Oh my god.
Well, how did it happen?
Oh, she was just like, yo,
You were in 6th grade.
Did you guys play doctor? Is that what happened?
did we?
Did you go to the nurse because you got a
Nah,
tummy ache?
you're making this weird.
Let me check your
Yeah,
temperature.
this is weird. All
sorry,
right,
Jay.
we're off. It is.
Yeah.
his
Was
story's
it
whack.
a pleasant
His story's whack.
It
experience?
was. I didn't know what I was
He
doing.
doesn't remember.
Did you
I don't
wear a
remember.
condom?
No, he did.
11 the condom. What's that?
Oh man, he definitely had something. He definitely had something.
I was out there rolling them dice.
I bet you were, literally.
Anyway, Jada Pinkett.
So Jada.
But I can see, like at 9 and 11 is
Who's
weird.
thinking about sex at that age? Come on, man.
Weirdos.
I don't know. I don't know if that's weird. Call me weird. At that age, I was fascinated by sex.
At 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, dead ass.
So hold on. So we all gonna act like fucking, and y'all are of age. Maybe they're not. Y'all never watched Pimps Up, Hoes Down. Y'all never watched Taxi Cab
first
Confessions.
of all,
You never watched.
whoa.
You never watched Oz. Any of
Whoa,
My mother
I didn't say
refused to get
anything. My
HBO.
mom was already talking to me about all that stuff at that age, so I already knew about it.
That's what I'm saying. Not you. Not you.
But my
I'm
parents,
about to
like
say,
when
me?
I was little,
I used to unscramble,
Hey, my mom never
watch
closed
the
my
scramble
eyes.
screen of Spice.
Yeah.
And wait for like a
And wait
titty
for
to
the
show
titty-
up.
Yeah.
I used to do that. But I wasn't like touching myself doing that.
when titties
shit.
would come on the screen, most parents cover their kids' eyes. My parents wouldn't do that. My parents like those are breasts. Though don't be ashamed of that. Don't be bashful. Those are breasts. Women have breasts. Men have penises. Women have vaginas.
Some men have breasts.
But I think that's terrible.
Well, that's the thing now, is where we're in that age where, like, how do you explain that to a kid?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was just there, like, oh, those are titties, and I like titties.
I feel like you like.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't see, but
I
the
like
thing
them
is,
'cause I'm not
like,
supposed to see
they're
them.
like. That's why I feel like that contributes to the problem that we have, where like it's so hypersexualized
It
because
is,
people
100.
aren't used to having these conversations.
Yeah.
Like over in France and stuff, they see titties and ads and
It's
stuff. They're just like,
normal.
oh,
It's
that's just
normal.
breasts.
Yeah,
It's
but those women
normal.
aren't shaving
Everywhere.
either. They're not shaving underarms. They're not.
What?
Oh my!
they're
What are you talking about? There are people here. I saw someone at a bar. I asked for a tequila. They went to grab that bar. I was like, damn, okay. Whoa, maybe not that brand I want.
Yeah, I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I went into fucking Walgreens and this chick's beard was shaped up better than mine. I was like, fam, why is your line so sharp? Who did you go to? I was thrown. I was thrown by it, man. I was thrown by it.
But I can see how the stories of Jada and Will come out now.
Yeah, yeah. That was the thing for me. Looking at these red table conversations is all the more reasons why I'm inclined to believe the rumors about them being swingers and about them having open relationships and about them really just exploring sexuality just in all facets. There's a lot of intricacies with them, like as a family. You know what I'm saying? Like even for Jada to learn a lot about Willow at that table and just be in awe and in shock about walking in on Will and fucking Jada having sex. Like that was her first experience, and she was just like, "Oh shit!" Like
Pops is crushing it.
like,
Oh my God.
well, if I'm Will, I'm like, yo, I was getting busy, right? Like, you gotta have that conversation.
That's a pretty dope first porno.
Hey, you don't
Will
want
and
to.
Jada?
You don't want to see. She's not thinking, "Oh, that's Will Smith and Jada."
Well, of course she's not.
That's like mom and dad.
But later on
That's
when she grows up, she'll be like, that was pretty dope. My parents are legends.
I don't know.
I don't want to see him.
Because I definitely walked in and my
I'm
phone said,
good.
"Shut the fucking door."
Yeah,
I was like, no.
But I thought it was interesting to kind of even see the contrast between Jada and her mom, because it sounded like. Because her mom was talking about how like she was raised in an era where it's like the women have to please the man, and that it's not about the woman orgasming, it's about the man, all that stuff. And I found that interesting, how like the grandmother seemed to be a little more open and was okay with Jada exploring herself, but then the mother just seems, I want to say she's uptight, but she seems a little more like reserved.
That
in
was
a
what I
sense.
got. She was very reserved. It looked like when Jada was talking about it, she was kind of like uncomfortable a little bit with the conversation.
Yeah, but
even though
that's her age group. Was she like 65, 70?
Yeah, but the thing is, her mother was the one that introduced masturbating to Jada. So I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, her mother seemed to be a little more open, and her era was even more reserved and
was
strict
strict.
than
Love her.
Introduced it to her at 9.
the grandmother.
Yeah.
She talked about it.
That's not weird to anybody.
Yeah, that is.
9 years old. You're introducing.
How'd that conversation?
I'll say that's weird.
It's not even necessary. She's not even.
Typically,
menstruating.
Typically, kids, I guess they find their way to that, right? Like I remember me finding my way to just sexuality and shit like that. I would probably be weirded out if my grandmother started talking to me about masturbation.
Maybe
Like,
she
that's-
ran into
I definitely-
maybe she ran into grandma's toys.
I definitely found a porno mag in my grandfather's
yeah,
car.
you know what
Yo,
I'm saying? Like,
do you know how hard it was to come by porn as a kid? When we were kids? Imagine
Yeah.
how hard it was when Jada
Yeah, it was.
fucking
'Cause
nine.
you had the box.
You know how hard
Yeah.
Well,
what was she
unless you-
masturbating to?
Unless you lived in New York, because in Times Square was
Times
filled
Square, yeah.
with porn
There was a whole
stores and
porn store.
titty viewing
Yeah, I wasn't.
stuff.
I wasn't.
I didn't
down
watch
into
this
shit.
interview. Did anybody ask her what she was masturbating to?
No, I
No,
didn't
I just
see
saw.
that.
I just saw
No.
the clip. I'm gonna watch it just because I just saw the little. It was like
I
three clips.
definitely.
questions.
I saw the hardest hardcore magazine I found was in my grandfather's van. But then again, he was that dude was weird.
What was the porn mag about?
What was it? It had double penetration in there. It was like some white joint with like cut hair. Her hair was like the.
I'm
little
mad you still have that in your mental Rolodex.
Yeah.
As to what
Because,
was in that
but you know
magazine.
what? As a young man, that's how much of an impact it had on me.
Yeah.
That I looked, so, yo, fam, she has cock in her ass.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what they're doing and how they got there, but I like it.
I ain't gonna lie. I was a dickhead. When my parents used to have sex, they never knew that I knew that they were having sex. They used to lock the door. I used to fuck with them. Like, I was like, yo, I'd knock on the door and shit. They get mad nervous. I was that guy. I'm like, wait, I gotta come back.
And I'm
I
gonna
was
tell
that guy.
you, my father let me rock. He told me to walk my homeboy down to the block to the corner. My homeboy lived in the projects. He's like, yo, go to the corner. It's late at night. I don't want you out near the projects. What do? Go to the dude's crib because he has a VHS, a little tape, and it said, what did it say? Ebony Tails or Black Tails or something like that.
Oh no!
I remember those.
I ran, but it was just a black VHS with like the white tape with the magic marker. Said Black Tails or whatever. Ran to his crib, got the tape, ran back, and my father, when he was living, he was a short, dark man who was always angry because he was short and dark, right?
Wow.
So
That's wild. This is
Double whammy.
So when he opened the door, and his exact words was, "Nigga, where were you?" And I remember bringing my hand up because I didn't want to get. I said, "I'm not gonna lie to this dude because he's gonna punch me in my chest." And I handed him the tape. He looked at the tape, handed it back, and said, "Go get upstairs."
He said, my nigga.
And I was just like, "Yo, fam." I said, "Oh, he let me rock." 2 weeks later, my mother finds the tape. And it's just, back in the day, you hide it under your underwear in the drawer. It's like in the back, in the drawer. My mother goes, "Yo, I found this tape. It was sitting out." I said, "Ma, you didn't. It wasn't sitting out. I hid it." So either way, why are you watching this? And she hit play. Now my father he's in the room.
And then she probably was like,
And he's not looking at me, right? So he's just looking at the tape. And he's trying to be serious. And my mother's like, "You know what this is?" I said, "Yeah, that's porn." She goes, "No, this is called fucking. Women don't like to be fucked." And my father goes, and then my mother goes, "Yo, destroy the tape." And of course, I did not do that.
You know what's
yo, that story ended completely different in my head. I had it where your moms and your pops found that shit, and then they got turned on and sent your ass out. It was like, all right, it's time to go.
You know what's funny? It's funny to hear like the difference, like when your parents are telling you about sex and everything,
Yeah.
but like to hear it within different ethnicity groups. I feel like within like the black community, like when you have to have that conversation or you come across, it's always like something really awkward or
Yeah,
hilarious.
definitely.
Like my mom, I think for me and my mom, like she gave us a whole book. Like she was like, "Here's a book, read it, study this shit." And it was just weird because I'm like 10 years old, 11 years old, and it's teaching you how to like, do the stuff you need to do and this, that, G-spot and all that. And I was just like, damn, like she want me, like what's she trying to have me do out here? Like,
What am I supposed to do with this book?
But what am I supposed to? I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you trying to tell me? But it wasn't as awkward as my sex ed teacher in high school freshman year. Like, she was just like this white lady. She was kind of awkward when she was putting that condom on that banana. The way she was doing it, she was like, "Oh, ladies, this is how you do it." And then also, if you want to do it with your teeth, we're like, No! Do not show your teeth.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Sex ed for me was weird. Number one, I'm almost certain that the lady probably had an STD because she spelled vagina wrong. number two.
Vagina.
Yeah.
Vagina.
Word. That was the first alert for me. I was like, this may not be the class I need to be in. That's number one. Number two, as she's watching the fucking video of going over STDs and shit like this, I start to see like a grimacing on her face as if she's experienced this in herself.
She's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
someone.
like, oh man, I remember how that feels. Like one of those.
This motherfucker herpes.
Yeah. And then she got very passionate about herpes because she was like, yeah, herpes does not go away. It doesn't. All right. And I'm like, oh, you got it. You got it. So yeah, nah, fuck that. I'm cool.
Like, so do you feel like with like just the generations, do you feel like the fact that we're not open enough about talking and sex is like contributing to like just the overall like these different issues around sex itself?
Yes and no.
Yes.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Why, Wilson?
I don't know. Like not talking about sex and all that shit. Like, I wonder, like, what are the rape statistics in like the more open
I see what you're saying. That would be. I would like.
Is
to
it
see that
less
correlation.
rape in like the countries that are more open?
I don't
to
know.
talking about it and whatnot. Chris.
Yeah,
Chris.
I do know
Google that.
I do
Yeah.
know
Wait,
that
Google
one
that?
country,
Google
they start
sexual assault.
conversations about sex ed when the kids are like in preschool, and they said there's lower pregnancy rate. There's one country
Aaron.
that is.
What country
Probably
should you look
Japan.
up? France. That's a good one.
No, the one about the
France is
pregnancy.
out there getting it in.
What's the most open?
France? Brazil,
The one that has an educational system, I think
but
it's
Brazil
like
is like filled with
no,
like
Brazil.
fucking-
Brazil's like 50-50 because
Yeah,
a lot of them are
Brazil is like-
conservative.
no,
Let's
they're
see.
not. 80%
Some of them are conservative.
80% of the population has fucking AIDS.
That's a lot,
80%.
bro. I think
Damn.
that number's kind of ridiculous.
Look it up. Look it up.
Oh, ready?
think it's
Netherlands.
gonna be in Brazil for much longer than those numbers.
Netherlands, Switzerland, and Denmark have the lowest rate for pregnancy because they start the whole conversation about sex when they're like they do it in school and the kids are like preschool. But obviously they're not like in preschool like saying like this is a dick, this is a vagina. But they talk about like the you know the birds and the bees and stuff. And then they as you get older they start talking about more and more things. So it's like
Wasn't there a study saying that white people are less fertile though? Something like that.
What kind of
What?
racist ass?
It's not racist. I'm saying, wasn't there a study for that though?
I've never heard that.
No, it's just based upon just
Chris, can you look
genetics.
that up too, so I don't look fucking
know
crazy on this episode?
I don't
Or
think
racist?
I don't think he's gonna find it.
I'm just repeating what I heard.
It's just based upon genetics because I know someone who works at a fertility center. And when I was there, I asked mad questions, and they were just saying like, at least for women, it's just about your egg counts, and also it's about something else, and it's like some women are just born with less eggs than other women. Like there were women going to fertility center who are like 30 years old or something, and like that's why people are doing like freezing eggs at a young age is because like for each period you have, you're getting rid of
wanna get
eggs,
rid of
and if
it,
you
yeah.
have you only have so much, you know.
I didn't know your factories work like that.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah. We don't keep pushing out them eggs.
Man, that's trash.
And then when factories close, that's
When that building gets condemned,
I was about to say.
I mean, I don't know unless you're rich, because who was that lady who was
Brigitte
like,
Nielsen.
yeah, her factory
man.
did not close.
Yeah, her factory. She's got like a fucking unlimited factory.
I don't know how that happened.
What's it, Chris?
So it turns out that the countries that are more conservative for sex, there's a lot more higher cases. Like Bangladesh, Egypt, they come across a lot more cases. Oh, so in countries like Bangladesh and Egypt, where they're more conservative, there's a lot more cases of sexual harassment compared to countries such as
It
France.
sounds about because you're oppressed. You're
Bangladesh and Egypt.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They're
Catcall.
women, right?
They not just
Oh,
the
my
women,
fault.
but culture. Just overall, if you all that sexual frustration and inquisitiveness that you have,
You're bound to just go out
keep
and
that
take it
down.
in your
I don't
own.
want to hear all that, and then it's gonna come out
Yeah.
like. I'm gonna just grab her cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
just
not
grab her
taught
titty.
the appropriate manners of certain things, and also another thing too that's bad. Like for people who may be so conservative and not learn, they'll learn from porn, and porn's not the best
Yeah.
place to learn. Like
Yeah.
they'd be thinking like crazy enough, there is rape porn. There are people that get off seeing women quote unquote rape, and if they see that, they may think that that's okay.
Yeah.
you know, and that's what the
That's
problem
not
is.
okay. Kids,
It's not
that's
okay.
That's definitely not.
Well, no. I'm saying that's not okay. And like even like lesser forms of porn are not the way to go about it. It's not. And that's where some of these kids go and see this stuff because they're not getting the person to appropriately tell them like, listen, if a woman says no, it's no, and etc.
Not getting guidance. That's definitely a really good point. All right, just to move it along, only because we have a few more things to cover.
That's what I was talking about masturbating.
Yeah, word. I was about to say, look what a conversation about masturbation opens up to.
Yeah.
Discovery and just about a whole bunch of shit. And then
We really went global with it. We did.
Worldwide.
on the low.
This is an impressive podcast.
So hold on, just real quick. Do we care about Degrassi and Drake being upset, and then his cast member Daniel Clark being upset for not being on the Degrassi video?
I really never saw that show.
I've never
Me neither.
seen Degrassi.
I've never seen it.
That's
either.
not. I don't
liked
think that's
it.
my.
I like Degrassi.
Oh, you watched it?
I still remember the day that Drake's character got shot. I
that
did. I'm
emotional
sorry.
for you?
I laughed. No, I laughed. It was a horrible. Like, the way that it went about, it was just.
Wheelchair Jimmy.
Yeah,
It
I
was
was
just mad slow mo. Took him mad long just to even get on the ground. Like I don't know. I was a kid. I was immature, so I laughed at it. But what?
So I
Not my
guess we
fault.
can
I was
ask-
watching the video. And I was like, there's probably a lot of like references to like
the-
the show in this.
Yeah,
that
I
I'm
didn't
just
get
not
any.
getting.
I didn't get
Yeah.
any.
Like when they were
Well-
chasing that guy down the hallway, I was like, this probably happened.
Yeah, it's based upon the characters. Like they had
Oh, I forgot who
Paige,
shot
and they
him.
also had what's his name, Spinner. And Spinner was like, I think his name is Spinner. It's been a while, but like he was like the quote unquote bully and all that stuff. So it was But my thing was, Jake did that because of the shit with Pusha. I feel like he's because nostalgia is one of the best marketing tools
Absolutely.
ever. And for him to kind of like deflect away from everything that's happening and be like, oh look, Degrassi.
Well,
That and
apparently,
Selena Orr.
well, yeah. Apparently, they said that he was already planning this video,
Allegedly.
even prior to. Yeah, I mean, wink, wink. It said that he'd been planning this. This was already on the agenda for their rollout and the singles that they have coming, and that's this was just a part of the agenda. That's what a statement that was released from OVO camp. I don't know if I'm buying. What I will say is, so wait, why? Who is the Daniel Clark guy? Well, why is that?
Because I'm a Saved by the Bell kind of guy.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, I watched that
Facts.
too, but I'm trying to.
Big
Like
facts.
why is he
Listen,
such
I
a,
was into all of those shows.
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently he's really upset that he's the only member out of the entire group that did not get an invite to the
Hold on.
Degrassi reunion.
My brain.
Was he upset?
He was big mad. Big mad.
Hold on.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, no,
Listen, it's
who
been a
knows?
while.
That's
It's been a while.
The mere fact that we can't find him, I guess that's probably why Drake couldn't find him. So we're fine.
Oh well,
Yeah.
I see his character.
Do you remember
yeah,
him?
you don't care.
He wasn't. Well, to me, he wasn't that
Exactly.
that
That's why Drake
relevant.
was
Like,
do we need him?
Yeah, do we really need this guy?
yo, he dead ass in the back of the Degrassi photo too. So you weren't that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had all the main characters in the front, and then he was in the back. Oh no, JT was in the back though. Poor JT, he died.
I don't. We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's all right. Just know that I know.
Okay.
All right, well.
That's fine
There you
by
go.
me.
Hey Daniel, check this out, man.
If you know I know,
Daniel.
then you know I know.
Daniel, they didn't give a fuck about you, man. if no one told you.
They probably it wasn't on purpose. They just forgot.
Yeah,
bro.
this is an eye-opening experience. For you. They didn't care.
Or maybe you gave him the wrong number.
Yeah,
Maybe,
word.
maybe
They
you
left
saw,
the voicemail,
maybe
you
you saw
deleted it.
Breezy
Maybe-
on Twitter
yeah.
about Drake.
Yeah, maybe
you said Pusha won.
Yeah, maybe you reposted that Pusha diss. That's probably what it is.
But also, like, dude, like, get over it. It's
Yeah.
okay. Like, I know you want to be in that Drake video so you can tell people you were in the Drake video, but, like, it's really not that big of a deal.
it's
Trying
not
to get
that
some cool
serious.
points
It's
off
not that
of
serious.
Drake's back.
Well, you know, yeah.
Pretty much.
That's why else would he be mad?
Yeah, I never seen.
I'm sure they've had a Degrassi reunion outside of a Drake music video.
100%. Yeah, like that's I'm not wrong. This is crazy.
outside.
So hold on. So
Outside.
another thing I wanted to touch on really quickly is Desus and Mero stars. They're apparently
Wilson just up and left.
Wilson has left.
he just left. They're apparently leaving Viceland and have a potential deal with Showtime.
Big ups.
Big ups to them. That's super dope, especially because
Yo, remember when we said deuces?
we kept calling them. It was me. I kept calling them Deuces, and I really think that Deuces is better. Deuces and Mero sounds better. But
I think
whatever.
deuces is good too. They keep leaving to go on to better things.
Yeah, like that's fire. So I wonder. I know that this is just rumor, but I mean, at this point, it's
Sure.
pretty much a publication
I
everywhere.
could not imagine those checks.
That's
coming
something I've been
from where they
saying.
come
Like,
from.
think about it. That there's so much growth in media and podcasting and things like that. They've gone from so many different avenues to Viceland to now having a Showtime show.
I told people,
weekly show.
I told people, I said podcasts are going to become the new TV programs.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been like I said, because someone's like, where do you see podcasts? I see podcasts becoming like, you know how they have the late night shows. Their podcasts are going to become like that new thing.
You know what? With more streaming services, I can definitely see that streaming services picking up podcasts.
Yeah, definitely. So shout out to them. Congratulations if it's true. If it's not, still congratulations.
Disney, come holla at us.
Yeah, I'm sure your numbers are going up.
Disney, come holla at us, man.
So for
Give
for
Nas
the,
some Disney World tickets.
I'll take them.
For the listeners and viewers, let us know what you think. Should you be talking to your kid about masturbation at the age of 9? And then also, do we? What was the other thing that we talking about? Oh yeah, definitely check out the projects that we mentioned that came out. And let us know your thoughts. What's your favorite record off the Nas project? Oh shit, you know what I wanted to get into with Nas? I forgot about it. The meaning of the cover.
Then just say quickly.
I would have to read it. Well, basically, hold on. No,
It said like the children are our future or something like that.
no.
No, the children having
wait.
guns up against a wall. Something.
Yeah, hold on,
Yeah.
because that was really, really important and interesting to me.
Is that an old picture or did he just take
It's an old picture. Hold on.
While
So
they look
the
that up.
the photographer, she's a photojournalist. Her name is Mary Ellen Mark. And as part of a 1988 feature called "The War Zone" by a reporter named Jim Atkins, the story explored the devastation neighborhood of Southside Dallas, where drugs, violence, and poverty were a part of everyday life. That image is what was taken during that time.
Sounds about right.
So
that picture could really be applied to Brooklyn,
yeah,
Chicago,
and that's what I wanted to say. That
Yeah.
Miami,
that-
LA.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. That's a good one. Everywhere. That's definitely but that was my point about that would be considered a classic. Like that's a classic picture in I guess just delivery of what's happening today in the masses. So I thought it was smart that Nas went and took that.
I can't wait till I want to see our cultural change, man. When we get so looking forward to away from drugs and poverty and seeing kids with guns.
Speak for yourself. I like drugs.
That's gonna be hard because there's always gonna be people that are in power that want to keep themselves in power and hold other people down.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
maybe I'll forget about it when I get rich.
yeah, probably, or you'll just start buying drugs. Let us know what you think, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'd like to make a
Definitely
terrible
check out
choice.
those projects, and always subscribe. Grassroots Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and then in the chat on YouTube, they'll be in the description for this video, as well as you will see the group chat link, new group chat link that Erin edited and didn't tell me about, and I've been posting it.
Yeah, I'm tired of them spam bots
yeah.
asking us we want to get a fucking essay written.
Word. Where were they when I was in college? why weren't they when I was trying to fucking get my MBA? But that's pretty much it. I'm Brandon Killabh.
I'm Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm regular Nas.
And I'm Wilson.
And we out.
I did that a little better.
That was a little better.
A little better,
Yeah.
a little better,
It's
right?
just
Oh,
fucking
thank you, thank
Wilson.
you.
Smooth.
Smooth.
Don't say that.
WCC.
All right, we out.
Grassroots.